Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to today's episode. So, as usual, I had a conversation with a friend and he asked the question that he would like me to discuss. He said, what are your thoughts on the statements happiness is free and happiness is a choice? Would one say happiness is genuine if it becomes a choice? And does happiness really cost nothing since it's free? Now, this all depends on your definition of happiness. But let's look at the dictionary's definition of happiness. The dictionary says happiness is a state of well being and contentment. So, with this definition, are you truly happy? Now, there's something Socrates said, and I really, really love that saying. He said something. He said, the secret of happiness is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Have you developed the capacity to enjoy less? But to a point, I still feel there are some lapses in the saying. Why? Because most of the source of our happiness are material things. Or let me put it this way: the source of your happiness, is it eternal or is it finite? Is it something that can last for all eternity, or is it something that is limited to time and space, limited to this earth? Is your happiness based on earthly things, or is your happiness based on heavenly things? All the things that you are basing your happiness on, are they eternal? Are they things that will last forever? Or are they things that are based on circumstances and situations? Once you have this answer, then you truly know if your happiness becomes free or not. Because anything based on material things or anything based or limited to time and space, I believe there is always a limit to it. For example, okay, I know a lot of you might be saying, oh, that's me talking about material things, but let's take this example. Let's say, for example, your happiness is not based on what you can buy or what you have. Let's say your happiness is based on the sunrise or the sunsets in the evenings. Your happiness is based on a quiet walk by the beach. Your happiness is based on being surrounded by your friends and just having conversations that make you laugh. Now, these things are not things that you can readily buy. These are not things that you need money to buy. But the question is, what if you are in a place where you have no access to the beach? Does that mean you will no longer be happy? Or what if you are in a place where unfortunately you have no access to your friends? You cannot sit down with your friends, or you one time or the other, maybe you lose access to your phone and you cannot even call your friends to have conversations with them. Does that mean you stop being happy? Or yes, let's say the sunrise and the sunset. You're someone that loves sunrise or sunset so much. Do you know that there are parts of the world right now that experience perpetual sunlight for 6 to 8 months in a stretch, no sunsets, and then after a while it turns the other way, perpetual sunset, no sunrise. So what will you do at that point? Does that mean your happiness is limited, or your happiness stops at that point? But look at this. If you base your happiness on eternal things, it goes beyond time and space. It goes beyond things of this earth. And what is that eternal thing? The source of it all, God. If your happiness is connected to the things of God, if your happiness is attached to God, you'll find out that in every situation, in every circumstance, wherever you find yourself, whatever the issue that arises, your happiness is constant, because God is constant. He's omnipresent. He is everywhere you go. So if we can base our happiness on eternal things, things that will outlast this earth, things that will outlast time and space, you'll find out that your happiness becomes eternal. So the question now, or the question that he asked, is happiness free? Is happiness truly free? No, it's not. Because you would have to pay a price. It could be your time, it could be your energy, but you have to pay something to get happiness. And even with God, what are you paying with him? You are paying purity, sanctity. You're paying a price of keeping his commandments to remain in his presence. So happiness is never truly free. You have to do something to achieve happiness. If your happiness is based on the walk by the beach, you have to actually go out. That's energy, that's time, sometimes resources for you to do that. So is happiness truly free? No, it's not. You have to pay a price. And then happiness, is it a choice? Yes, it's a choice. And then because it's a choice, definitely your happiness is genuine, because you are making the choice. You are choosing. No one is choosing for you. So you can decide to choose whatever it is that makes you happy. And it's your genuine happiness because you made that choice. So coming back to the last question, does happiness really cost nothing since it's free? It always costs something. It always costs something. Happiness is free in the sense that it's your choice. You are free to make that choice. But does it really cost nothing? It always costs something. It might be money, it might be time, it might be energy, it might be resources, it might be something, but it always costs something. It might be your effort to make yourself happy, but it always costs something. So I hope this answers the question.